Hello everybody, welcome to this video. I'm very excited to make this video simply just because I have been getting this question a lot, and I was trying to do some research to see, if any other creators in this space have made any videos explaining this, and I was very shocked when I literally could not find a single video explaining what IUL caps are and what the spread rates are on an IUL. So like I always do, I always break down everything in a very simple manner so that everybody can understand it, and I show the actual illustration of the IULs that I structure. So without further ado, let's go ahead and structure an IUL. Let me go to the section of the illustration where it actually breaks down the different caps or the uncapped index strategies and the index strategies that have no spread rates and the ones that do have spread rates. And I'm going to break those down so you understand what they are. First, I would just like to say that if the IUL that you're currently looking at, or if you are talking to multiple agents and you're trying to narrow down which agent you want to work with, if the IUL that you are going with or that you are looking at potentially getting, if it has a cap and if it has a spread, do not move forward with it. It's garbage. Just like how I say, if the IUL that you're looking for does not offer alternative loans, it only offers declared loans, don't go with it because it's trash. I have a video basically breaking down whether, like, how to determine whether or not your IUL is properly structured. There are different components to every single IUL, and this is one of them. This is a very, very, very important component to the IUL that you're looking to get. This will honestly make or break your IUL, and you're about to see that when I break it down. So let's go ahead and actually break it down. So let's just say we have somebody in California. Let's just say his name's Mark, and he's a male. Let's say he's 30. And he's in good health, right? 30-year-old male. Most 30-year-olds are in good health, so we'll say that he's in good health. And this is crucial. So if you've seen my other content, I might sound like a broken record here, but here, I don't know if I should waste time explaining this, just because I have mentioned this in so many other videos, but I will mention it again. If your insurance agent is asking you, hey, how much death benefit do you want? When you're talking about an IUL, run for the hills. You got to understand that there's two types of IULs. It's the same IUL, but you can structure it in two different ways, I should say. There's the high cash value IUL, and then there's just like an IUL. So an IUL, they're not that good. Honestly, I'm just going to be super transparent. They're expensive, and again, the cash value accumulation does not perform well. And the reason for that is because life insurance agents give you such a large death benefit, and the cost of the insurance, the cost of the death benefit, ends up eating into the growth of cash value accumulation, which is why I created this name, and I created what I call a high cash value IUL. Now, others call it like a max funded IUL. Others call it like an IUL structured for cash value. I just call it a high cash value IUL. That's what you want, right? If you want an IUL that has an emphasis on cash value accumulation, and you want to leverage it as like a high yield savings account, you want to leverage it for the cash value, and you just don't really care about the death benefit, it just happens to be there, then this is the way that the insurance agent should be approaching it. Hey, how much money do you want to contribute per month? That's what they should be asking you, because the death benefit does not matter. What they should be doing, regardless of whatever dollar amount you say that you want to contribute into the policy per month or per year, they should be selecting minimum non-MAC. They're giving you the minimum death benefit possible with the highest cash value. That's what we want. If the insurance agent, again, is saying, hey, how much death benefit do you want? That's going to cost you X amount of dollars per month. That's backwards. That's the exact, they're selling you life insurance. They're not structuring a high cash value IUL for you. So keep an eye out for that. Again, I am a licensed agent. I do offer and structure these IULs. I always have links in all of the descriptions of all my YouTube videos to book a free IUL consultation with me where I can run one of these illustrations for you. That's why I make these videos, because I want to help out as many families and as many individuals as possible with high cash value IULs. So also you want to do optimal switch. I have a video discussing that further. So I've already taken up, almost 6 minutes of time, so I'm not going to go over that in this video. You can check out my other videos for that. But this 30-year-old male, he's going to be contributing $1,000 per month. And again, and you can contribute to this policy annually, semi-annually, so every 6 months, every quarter, or monthly. But most people do monthly. And we're going to have this individual stop contributing to their IUL at age 65, because most people do that. And no lump sum. I won't put a lump sum here. Really, these numbers don't really matter, because these numbers could be in whatever which way and it wouldn't really change anything, simply just because in this video we're specifically talking about this. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about the actual index strategies in which your IUL is going to be tracking. So none of these have any breakdown next to them, but this is the one that I always select for my clients. And then let's go ahead and just calculate this. All right, so this just loaded up. So this is what we're going to be focusing on in this video. I'm actually going to make my bubble a lot smaller so that there's room for us to see what's on here. So this is what we want to look at. So let me move this over here. All right, so notice right away, you guys can see my mouse, but this is the cap rate, right? So what is the cap rate? For those of you who just don't know what a cap rate is, essentially the cap rate is the maximum interest you can possibly earn on a policy. So if we did this 1 year S&P 500, if this is the index strategy that we decided to choose for you, then what you would be participating in is that your cap rate would be 9.5%. So if the stock market performs at 10%, you're getting 9.5%. If the stock market performs at 15%, doesn't matter. You're only getting 9.5%. That is the maximum interest that you can earn on this policy. So people don't like that. And so what they do is they say, I want an uncapped IUL. And so then, I don't know why, but every agent, it's just because they only know what the S&P 500 is. So they're like, okay, well, we have this 1 year uncapped S&P 500. It's such a good index because it's uncapped. No, this one I would argue is worse, much worse. Because look, now we're looking at the spread rate column. This spread rate, look at this. It's a 10% spread rate. You know what that means? The spread rate means, for this specific index strategy, you don't earn any interest unless the policy is performing better than 10%. Basically, so from 0 to 10, you earn nothing. It's just the insurance company earning that. Then anything above 10% is what you earn. Now, what agent or what individual in the right mind would see this 10% spread, look at what the 30-year historical average is on this, and say, the last 30 years, on average, this policy has done 5.89%. I don't make any money. I don't get credited any interest into my cash value accumulation account unless this policy performs over 10%. Yeah, let me go with that one. No, never, 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 never. There's literally there's no circumstance in which it would make sense for you to pick that, because you're basically asking to get a 0 every single year. You're just asking to pretty much just have 0% interest added into your cash value accumulation account every year. No. Do not do that. If you're an agent watching this, do not do that. If you're a client doing this, if you see any numbers under the cap rate, if you see any numbers under spread rate, don't go with it. Don't go with it. Luckily for me, with this insurance company, right, there are a slew of index strategies that I get to choose from. And so, when having a conversation with the client, I pretty much explain all these different indexes. I explain all the different cap rates, the participation rates, the floor rates, the spread rates, the index charges, everything, right? And then we kind of determine together which one would be the best fit. And so what I go with the majority of the time is this BNP Paribas Global H Factor High Par Select. So if you don't know who Paribas Global is, very reputable bank, very reputable hedge fund. They're actually they're based here out of Wall Street. I live in Manhattan, so they bailed out a ton of banks in 2008. They have a ton of cash on hand, a very liquid bank, and again, very reputable. And so they made this specific index strategy for Nationwide. And so I don't work for Nationwide. I can structure IULs with pretty much any life insurance company that offers life insurance in the United States. I've just done my due diligence. I've done my research. I've, compared and contrast, all these different IUL policies. And in my opinion, this policy is the best performing policy. Lowest fees, highest performance. As you can see, 30-year historical average is 17.5%, which is incredible. And just to clarify, a lot of people get confused on this, and I take responsibility for that because I didn't start explaining it like this until recently, but this actual index strategy does not perform at 17.5%. You see this participation rate column here? So this has a 270% participation rate. So let me explain this a little bit better for you guys so you guys have a clear understanding of this. So the last 15 years, you guys can see this index strategy again. This is the name of the index strategy, the BNP Paribas Global H Factor High Par Select. So you can see that the last 15 years, this index has actually performed at a 5.4%. The last 10 years, this policy has performed at 5.6%. The last 5 years, this policy has performed at a 1.98%. What you have to understand is that this 270% participation rate is quite simply just a multiplier. It's a 2.7 times multiplier. So again, the actual index strategy itself is performing at these percentages. But because this specific index strategy is being utilized and it's attached to an IUL and attached to Nationwide, Nationwide is basically saying, okay, you make 5.46% with this index strategy, we're going to multiply that by 2.7, which so what's actually going to get accredited, the interest that will actually get credited into your cash value accumulation account is going to be 7.08%. So when I say individuals who have this specific IUL with me have the ability and have the potential to earn 17.5% just because that's what the 30-year historical average has been. But again, the index strategy itself is not tracking 17.08. As you can see, the index strategy itself is actually tracking 5.46. But after the insurance company comes in and adds that 2.7 times multiplier, that is, again, the interest getting credited into the account. And now look at this. When you have these multipliers here, you have this 13%, 33%, 31%, 39%, 52%, 44%, 12%, 17%. Imagine you missing out on all of that interest simply just because you went into an index strategy that has a cap. Oh, this year this policy did 52%. Oh, you don't get to actually earn any of that. You get capped at 9.5. You get capped at 10.25. You get capped at 14.75. You get capped at 12.5. Right? So that's why it's very crucial for you to be able to find a policy that not only is uncapped, but also has no spread rates and also has a high participation rate because, again, it's just a multiplier and has a 0% floor. So I'm going to create a video specifically talking more about the flow rate, but this is basically the flow rate in a nutshell. See how this flow rate says 0%? 0 is your hero. Why is that? Well, let me show you. So this is why 0 is your hero, and this is what the flow rate is and like what it does. So if you were to put money into this index strategy, sorry, my dog's just shaking. If you were to put money directly into this index strategy, not through an IUL, you would have lost 7.43% in that in this specific market index. But because you place your money into the index strategy through an IUL, specifically through this specific IUL, you did not lose any money. Right? 0 is your hero. That is why I always say it in my YouTube videos and in my TikTok videos and in my like short form content. Earn interest tax-free with 0 market risk, right? The reason why you have 0 market risk is because of that 0% floor. You didn't lose any money. While everybody else who just individually invested into the stock market, they don't have that downside protection like you do inside of the IUL. So that's where the floor rates and stuff come in as well. At this point, I have already, broken down the cons of cap rates and the cons of spread rates. I'm now just talking about other things. So I'm going to end the video here. It's already at 19 and a half minutes. So if you made it this far in the video, thank you. And hey, like I said, I am a licensed life insurance agent. I specialize in just high cash value IULs. This is the only type of life insurance that I do. I don't, dabble with everything else. Sometimes I'll do a term life here and there if someone like really insists on tacking that on with their IUL. But yeah, I specialize in high cash value IULs. There will be a link at the bottom of this video in the description to book an IUL consultation with me. If you would like to see what these numbers look like specifically for you, your age, the amount of money that you want to put in, your state, all those different things, then please book an IUL consultation with me. I'd love to jump on a Zoom with you and break that down for you. And if, we decide that policy makes sense, policy performs well, and you want to move forward, then we'll go ahead and submit an application and we'll work together. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up just so that we can help educate other individuals who are in the market of looking for an IUL. Really just would not want any individuals to get taken advantage of. Again, I make these videos just because there is, some hate on the IUL, and simply just because people don't do due diligence, and agents like myself aren't really exposing the pros and cons of these policies, and no one else is really breaking these down. So I find a lot of joy in really breaking this down and educating you guys. So again, like, comment, subscribe, share this with family and friends, and I cannot wait to see you on Zoom.